Media literacy is the ability to decode media messages. It requires the knowledge, technical skills, and being responsible user to be considered digitally literate person.
Better get that money.
What is media literacy? Media literacy is the ability to decode media messages, assess the influence of those messages on thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and create media thoughtfully and conscientiously. For example, you saw a post in Facebook about politics, and you are against in the idea of that post, so that you started to say bad things about the person that posted it. As a result, you fought in the comment section, and it went viral. In the end, people start bashing you. See how powerful media is? So that we should always think first before we click. What is the common misconception about media literacy? Media literacy is not teaching with media. It is teaching about the media. The difference between the two is not at all trivial but indeed profound. Media literacy does not mean don't watch. It means watch carefully, think critically. What are the challenges in media literacy education? First is varying and inadequate standard of technological infrastructure at different schools. Second, lack of technical and pedagogical support. Third, low usage of pedagogical models and practices geared towards supporting learners' active involvement and collaborative learning. Fourth, availability, quality, and dissemination of materials. Fifth, challenges for the school's operational culture inside the school but also with youth work, parents, cultural actors, media. And last, bringing teacher training up to date. What is digital literacy? Digital literacy is the ability to use information and communication technologies to find, evaluate, create, and communicate information requiring both cognitive and technical skills. So with this definition, not because you know how to send text messages and post to social media, it doesn't mean that you are already a digitally literate person. It requires the knowledge, technical skills, and being responsible user to be considered digitally literate person. Discuss the socio-emotional literacy within digital literacy. Socio-emotional literacy helps users to share formal knowledge but also to share emotions by means of digital communication, to identify pretentious people in the chat rooms, and avoid internet traps such as hoaxes and malicious internet viruses. So when we are socio-emotional literate person, we can avoid pretentious people in internet. We are not easily fooled by scammers because we can identify people through their profiles and what they are saying. When also someone sends us links, we can think of ideas just by seeing the thumbnail of what the file contains. For example, the Netflix scam that went viral before. They said that you will have a free access in Netflix, just log in to the link that they sent using your Facebook account. So, as a normal person, of course, it is free access in Netflix so that they log in immediately. But as a social-emotional literate person, you will critically think about the file and you will know that it is just a scam and just ignore it. That is what I did before. Then, after a few days, they said that the Netflix free access is just a scam. That's where, when you log in there, the scammers can hack your account. What is digital native? A digital native is an individual who was born after widespread adoption of digital technology. The term digital native doesn't refer to a particular generation. Instead, it is a catch-all category for children who have grown up using technology like the internet, computers, and the mobile devices. What are the challenges to digital literacy education? So there are 6 challenges to digital literacy education. First is the digital citizen. Second, the digital environment. Third, digital learning. Fourth, the digital school. 5, digital teacher, and last is the digital student. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned something.